what is up, people? Oh, there's Tim.
Okay, here I am.
Awesome. How's it going?
Going alright.
Okay, there's lots of new technical stuff. This is the first time I have ever used this, so I'm going to do slight introductions. As I've stated before we started the broadcast, my camera is being funky and it's upside down, and my drivers are new. I don't know what's going on, so it's going to be my Skinner Games icon zone when I'm talking. This is me, the Game Master, Nicholas Skinner. We are now running Beyond the Wall and Other Adventures by Flatland Games. It's super awesome, super fun, really fast, and we're going to get going quick so that we can play and hopefully be done. We were 15 minutes behind where I wanted to be. Hopefully some people do see it. We post it to our YouTube channel, Skinner Games, and hopefully we will be posting more periodically on other things. We're making props and games and lots of other fun stuff. So we have our other players introduce themselves. That's right, Tim. You have to make an introduction.
Hi, I'm Tim. Nicholas and I were actually college roommates about, 5 years ago?
No, it's been a while.
No, it was longer than that. We were roommates back in '08.
Yes.
Holy cow, 8 years. Holy cow, I can't believe it's been that long.
I can't believe you're still alive.
Yeah, we found out we liked fantasy and a whole bunch of other stuff that we had in common, and we ended up being really good roommates.
Good.
I also just had another kid about 3 weeks ago, and he's on my elbow right now trying to sleep.
Nice. Start them when they're young, Tim. Seth, what's up?
So, hey guys, I'm Seth, and I met Nick through my older brother who went to school with him a while ago, and we started playing some RPGs last year. And then I just recently also had my first child, so he's upstairs sleeping and trying to be quiet so that my wife doesn't murder me.
Nice.
Always an admirable thing. Austin, you are new. How's it going?
Hi, yeah, I'm Austin. I just joined from the one-shot group, and I just have been hearing a bit about this game, and I was looking into it, and then happened to see that you were posting it, so I was curious to try it.
All right.
I'm
Awesome.
interested in low to no prep games.
Yeah, and this one's pretty good. I really quite enjoyed it. Tim and I have played this together before with his wife and my older brother and a couple other people, and it turned out really well. So how about we get started? So the way this game works is pretty much, as you said, Austin, zero prep. You walk into it with your little printout of whatever adventure it is you're running, and your little character playbook. You roll, you go. Each playbook has its own little tables set up in it. For those who haven't looked at it, you can get it through drivethrurpg.com. Look up Flatland Games and you'll be able to see. All the playbooks are free. The books are pretty cheap to get them in PDF. You can buy them in hardback, which I have most of them at this point. And the playbooks are free, and you can get a ton of them. And there's loads of them. You can even play sapient bear and walk around as a talking bear to mess people up with your giant bear claws. So I've had some technical difficulties and kind of a late day with my kids, so I didn't get a chance to really talk to anybody else about what they chose. So how about we go through and talk about what playbooks we chose, because I did ask beforehand if we could. If not, we can sort that out.
Oh, I
Austin,
think I totally missed that message.
That's okay.
Bad time to wake up.
It's okay. Do you have any of the playbooks, Austin?
No, but I have a drive-through RPG account, so I can get one. I can get it really quick.
Okay, that would be fantastic. Base, I think, are on there, but you can get some of the fun ones, like Old Adventurers and fantasy character or fantasy races and stuff like that. And they're pretty awesome.
I just tried to
Tim,
get the basic hero.
okay. Tim, have you managed to pick anything yet?
No, because I didn't have access to any of this stuff.
Do you have your character from last time?
Oh, we could probably just recycle my character from last time.
Yeah, let's do that. I can look up the strategy. Okay, cool. So while
because I have all of his information and everything on Roll20, so I can just dig him out.
yeah, that's fine. I don't think we're going to really do too much of that other than look at it. I guess at this point, since we have a dice roller, is everybody able to see this dice roller?
No, since your camera's not on, we can't see it. But
Right.
I mean, I trust you, but I don't know if we need to see it. But
Well, I don't want to roll for everyone. See, there I am upside down. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to address these playbooks really quick. I have turned to the would-be knight playbook in the forward book. And what I really love about the system is that is the fun in constructing these books, or playing with these books. You roll to determine your character's background first, and then you go into their class and some of the stuff that they've learned. And in addition to having an automatic character background, which is always really awesome, it gives you NPCs that can be generated that kind of helps you become who you are, so that we can actually write those down and use them. It also gives you locations and a town map, which we won't really do because it's kind of hard on the internet with a one-shot. And but we can always say, hey, this is what's going on. But so it gives you character background, character history, your class, some skills, your spells if you have them, and then it also has a history and a background that connects you to the other players, and it actually will increase their stats along with yours, which is really awesome. So there's this really sweet synergy going on that I really like, and right off the bat at the table, you get this group of people that are just able to play right off the bat. So the first table is, what was your childhood like? And the first question is usually, what did your parents do in the village? What did you learn from them? How did you distinguish yourself as a child is the next question. The other player characters were your best friends. Who else in the village befriended you while you were growing up? And it goes into individual classes, the would-be knight. Where did you practice your skills? What is your preferred fighting style? When did you first draw blood? The player to your right was there with you, and it gives a bunch of scenarios, and it's all random. So you can get different characters every time you roll on these tables. It's really super awesome. Also, it gives you pretty much most of the information that you need to know within the packet itself, aside from spells and a few other things. You need the core book for that. But we can pretty much pick it up and play at any, say, convention, or if you don't have time to play, or with a one-shot like we're doing now, stuff like that. So it's really a ton of fun. I'm in my garage, so if I make blowing noises or slapping sounds, it's because I'm trying to not get eaten alive by mosquitoes. Just so everyone is aware of that, and it's not just me making weird noises. Okay, so the scenario pack, which is kind of like a pre-generated-ish adventure, runs along the same rules as the playbooks. It's got a bunch of randomized tables that I've already rolled on, so we can just go ahead and start playing once we get a little bit of the other information that I need. But it's got different options, so you can play the same adventure a few different times and have different outcomes, which is always really nice. So, who currently has a playbook available that can get started?
So I do, and I already rolled a portion of my stuff other than the questions having to do with the other characters, the other players.
All right.
So if you want me to run through what I've got.
Sure, that'd be awesome. Give me half a second to get a piece of paper so I can write down what you're talking about. All right.
Okie dokie. So, I am playing a recluse wizard. And first question is, what did my parents do in the village? I rolled a 4. My family worked a small farm outside the village. I distinguished myself as a child. 8. Everyone has something to teach, and I learned a little from them all. The other characters are your closest companions. Besides this ragtag group of kids, whom else did you befriend? And I often went camping with the hunters, number 3. In addition to my base mage spells, I additionally know the dark arts of necromancy and spirit binding, number 2.
Fun.
My relationship with the witch, she keeps her distance and rarely speaks in my presence. Political disagreement.
She does. Apparently.
And then skipping the next one, what caused me to choose my pupil? I figured I'd roll that with everyone here. And what special place do you have? 6, a garden filled with wondrous fruits and herbs.
Fun.
Which playbook are you going off of right now?
The one out of Heroes Young and Old.
Okay, because I just got all of them. And was it villagers, nobility,
Elders.
elders? Okay. Interesting. Which one was it again?
Recluse Wizard.
Okay, cool.
Seth, what spells or cantrips or whatever it is that you have?
Let me go to my
You
Google
go.
Doc. So I have, as of now, Mage Light,
Okay.
Unseen Servant,
Okay.
Second Sight,
Nice.
Reanimation,
Okay.
Sense Magic,
Wow, dude.
and then my base 2 rituals are Last Call, which is that special play, the last roll that I did, the garden.
Yeah.
Whenever I depart that garden, I have the ability to say Last Call, and anyone remaining within that area has to make a saving throw if they wish to remain after I leave.
Cool.
And then,
So you have all you have all the spells and stuff, right? I don't have to like tell you what they all are right now.
the only one I don't have is the skill Forbidden Secrets. I could not find that in the
Okay.
base book.
That's okay. The way that the game pretty much the game works a lot differently than most D20 systems, which this is. This is a D20 3.5 OSR kind of mishmash thing. So when we roll a D20 for skills, you want to roll low.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to roll a 1. 1 is a 20, and a 20 is a 1, essentially. Kind of reverse your thinking on that one. But when you attack people or roll your saves, it's you want to roll high. So that part is still. Your attribute modifiers are a little different because the whole thing is scaled differently. When we play this game, we have no skills. There are no skills. So the skill that you say actually adds to your roll. So when you make a Forbidden Lore or whatever it was, Forbidden Knowledge test, you will add +2 to your die roll. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And you're testing against your attribute, period.
Mhm.
So if you've got like an intelligence of 10 and you're trying to roll, you have to roll 1 through 10 to pass. If you roll 11, you fail.
Okay. And then, do you want me to go ahead and roll that final attribute there?
Yes, please.
So, what caused me to choose my pupil? So, just for the sake of ease, because Austin's here right now, we'll say that he is to my right. You want to say?
Yes, because he's to the right. What I was doing before when we played this in Roll20 was the right circularly of your image, so he would be to your right as you're staring at the screen.
Too easy. So what caused me to choose my pupil? Let me use my dice. It is a 6-sided roll. 1. A large band of thieves with whom I had dealings before came to steal from me. The pupil to your right spotted them when they entered the village and warned you. He gains +1 wisdom, as do I.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
there.
I'm rolling up right now as well, and I'll let you know once I finish the things that don't matter with you guys.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so there are a few things that you need to fill me in on. When open up your table or
Mhm.
you have it in the printout, the icon that looks like what is it, a map, I think, are locations that you get to generate that are related to your character. Yeah. So on the first table is usually where the first map icon is,
Mhm.
which would probably be your household home or whatever. But you get to usually generate two items, locations that would go on the town map that are related to your background, and then the one that's the hand is creating NPCs for the town map. And all of these things are important because the locations sometimes crop up in the adventures rolling. So I actually need NPCs and locations. So you get to generate two NPCs of people that you have associated with in town, and then create two locations also.
Okie
And
dokie.
if you need names, I have a table that's provided with the scenario pack that I can just come up with male and
Okay.
female names.
So for my first location,
Yeah.
the family worked a small farm outside the village, so a farm on the village outskirts, I assume.
Yeah.
The second map I have is a relationship with the witch in the village. Keeps her distance from me and rarely speaks in my presence. My assumption there being her home would be quite a distance from mine.
Right. Or she just really hates you.
Yeah.
Which would
Or
be,
we're neighbors and she hates me because of it.
yeah. She's like the really bad opposite of Wilson from Home Improvement.
Exactly.
Okay. What's your second location?
That's the witch's home, I think. So the
Okay.
first would be my farm. The second is the witch's home.
Okay.
First NPC, I often go camping with the hunters.
Okay.
So a hunter, you can randomly generate a name. I'm terrible at that.
So call him Eric.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Second NPC.
So the second NPC is what special place do I have in and around my home? And I have a garden filled with wondrous fruits and herbs. So I'm unsure. I mean, if it's an NPC and it's garden based, then I don't know if they have like.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be related to that table in particular. It could be just anything. So it could be your parents, maybe your mom tends your garden. It could be the witch herself, or whatever else. Maybe somebody comes and helps you out with your garden.
Make it the witch.
Okay, we can do that.
We'll just say that she's jealous of my gardening skills. Super green thumb.
Okay. Tim, do you remember what playbook you had? Is he still there? He's muted. Maybe he's left. Comes back right if not. We'll continue with the two of you. Austin, have you finished?
Am I muted?
No.
Okay, no. Yes, I've just finished rolling up on the. I went with Future Warlord from the Heroes Young and Old thing. And so now I just got all the numbers for the first part. Now I don't have the core book.
Okay.
So I don't have the class. Class. I guess that's all I don't have.
Hang on.
It's a combo warrior rogue, according to what I have.
Right. So let me take a look at it real quick. See what I need to look up. You said the Future Warlord, correct? You gain the class abilities Fortune's Favor, Highly Skilled, and Max, as well as the skill Command. Okay.
Wait, what were the skills?
It says you gain the class abilities Fortune's Favor and Highly Skilled, and Max. So let me take a look at those real quick. So this game has three actual classes that you can play. The Warrior, the Rogue, and the Mage. And the playbooks kind of help flesh them out a bit. And that's where most of the skills are for things, and the class abilities. Okay, so a knack is something that the Warrior gets, and at first, third, sixth, and ninth levels, he gets a new knack. There are 5 of them that are listed in the core book. There's Defensive Fighter, which gives you +1 to AC.
That's what
There's
I've got. It gave me that in the playbook.
Okay. It'll choose it for you. So there you go. You get +1 to AC, period. You also get Fortune's Favor and Highly Skilled. Fortune Favor says, rogues have luck beyond that of other men. They receive 5 fortune points instead of the normal 3. The fortune points are discussed in the back of your playbooks. So read that and be aware of how they work. And Highly Skilled is rogues receive 2 additional skills at first level. They gain an additional skill every odd-numbered level, and I should have chosen those for you as you rolled up. So you have the skill Command, so anytime you try to command anybody, you get +2, and whatever other skills that you ended up getting. Alright, so tell us about the character you are playing, Austin, if you please.
Okay. Just like go through the playbook and like what I rolled and all that.
Right.
Okay, so I'm playing. So as the eldest of your family, has fallen to you to learn to rule, to lead men in battle, and to inspire your people. Because I'm a future warlord. So how did my noble family earn its name? Where was this? Standing against a wicked would-be usurper. I distinguished myself as a child. Oh, did I not? Oh, by being very likable. Nah, I never met anyone who didn't like me. I'm very charismatic. The other characters were my best friends. Who else near my family's estates befriended me growing up? I befriended the grizzled captain of the guard. He kind of took a liking to me and, trained me up a bit. And, oh, it does actually give me all that stuff. I mean, it tells me the command thing on here. My favorite tutor when I was young was the captain of the hunt, with whom I rode for many long days throughout the lands. And I plan to honor my family by warding off all foes from these lands, because they are our lands, and we belong here.
Yes.
So when a barbarian warband came looking for plunder last winter, it fell to me to save the land with the player to my right, which will be Tim, I believe, right?
Let's make it Seth, since I have no idea what Tim is doing right now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I muted him because it was really staticky a while ago, but I'm guessing he's not back, otherwise he would have unmuted himself if he could hear us. You can unmute yourself. You have to do it. We can't do it for you. Okay. Let's see, where was I? So I led the best men in a secret attack as the barbarians crossed our borders, and the friend to my right showed me the best path and gains +1 dex.
So there you go, Seth. You get +1 dex.
Nice.
And when the barbarians withdrew, we found a piece of hide with a map sketched on it, which marks several locations to the north, although it's dubious.
Nice.
Oh, he's here, just listening. Okay, cool. So then he gets the +1 to dex.
Okay.
Sorry, Seth.
Oh.
Okay. Awesome. Tim, are you live?
I'm live. I've been here.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's awesome. So Tim gets +1 dex to his new character. I don't remember if you guys leveled or not, but I don't really care right now. So because we just need to get rolling. It's already way later than I wanted to start the adventure. Tim, tell us about your character and what kind of bonus Seth will get.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Austin. What's your name? Character name.
What is Seth's? I missed it. I just want to know for the tone. What kind of tone?
Cassidin.
Shoot. Can you just roll me a name? Just give me a dude's name.
Can do. We will look over here, and you will be Thorben. How about that?
Thorben? Okay.
Thorben. T like Thor and Ben smashed together.
Okay.
Okay. Seth, how do you spell yours?
Kassadin.
Cassidin. Okay. Okay, Tim?
My father was a local merchant, but I learned to haggle well. I was the toughest kid around, so I can handle myself. So I had a penchant for talking my way out of trouble.
Yeah. Except for the whole trying to dig up your dead friend's body thing.
That was only because I was, like, out of my mind drunk.
It was that one time and nobody forgot. Okay. So are you playing the same character then, the Ambrose?
Yeah.
Okay. So he is a gifted dilettante, is the class that he chose. Austin, I forgot to ask you about your locations and your NPCs.
Okay, do I just make those up, or do I roll those?
Yeah.
Because I didn't see
No,
any
you
locations.
completely make it up. That's one thing that I actually really like about this system as well, which I probably should have mentioned more before, is that it is a cooperative world building
Cool.
experience.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna stick with one of the two people that I rolled that I had connections with, sort of. So the grizzled captain of the guard is actually dead by now. He got kind of old and he passed away a long time ago. But the captain of the hunt, with whom I rode, is still alive. He's an older gentleman now, and he's kind of retired and even changed careers a bit, and he trains people.
Okay.
And the other NPC would be a is it supposed to be one that we have a connection with, or just one in the town?
Either.
Either. Okay.
It could be some random person.
The other one is going to be a serving girl in the inn. There's only one little inn in town, and she's like one of the two people that that work there. And you can name her whatever.
Did you have a name for the captain or the hunter guy?
He is Darva.
Serving girl will be Sabine. Okay, Tim.
Okay, so my
Look at
name
the
is
locations.
Ambrose Sinwin. We went around on some adventures, me and my brother. During that said adventure, I tried to make nice with a merchant caravan. I ended up getting plastered drunk and led to the story that you guys might hear referred to during our adventure. I tried to dig up the body of one of my best friends who's buried out in the graveyard. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was like absolutely plastered. Anyway, our family, the Sinwins, we earned our reputation many generations ago by having the fullest coffers in the land. So my family is actually pretty wealthy. As a child, made friends pretty easily. Never met anybody who didn't like me. It takes them a little while to warm up because I'm so chatty, but I make friends with everybody. Whenever I'm bored and I want to get away, I usually entertain people with little factoids and bits of knowledge, just random stuff here and there. One of my friends, where I got a lot of my skills, my wife was actually playing this character. Her name was Deirdre. We worked with the local wise woman, and we were playing in a witch's hut one day, and I loosed a shadow on the world. Through quick thinking, my wife was actually able to help me out, hunt down and seal the shadow back into wherever we released it from. Yeah, so it's kind of an old character, but it's still fun to talk about the story.
That's fine.
My personal little trinket that I have is this little carved bird. That's basically it. I'm basically a jack of all trades. If you need me to fill in any role, my character basically go ahead and does it.
Except for being a tank.
Yeah. Like, I can tank, but only as an absolute last resort because my hit points and my constitution score is jelly.
Just to confirm, Nick, what
Yeah?
what bonus do I receive from his?
Hang on, I'm looking it up. So you lose a shadow upon the world. You gain +1 to your intelligence.
I'm a smart dude.
Good.
That's 17 now.
Not bad. Okay. Tim, oh, hang on. I think I have your NPCs still. Give me a sec.
Did you want to go ahead and get me a bonus from one of the other party members from this group, or should I just go with what I got right now?
Yeah, you get a +1 to Dex.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I'm going to roll up my last two options, and then we can start playing. These adventure books are really kind of awesome. The whole game is awesome. I'm going to say that as we go, because it's lots of fun. Aside from randomly generating an entire adventure and randomly generating characters that are all super connected, it gives you a series of recent events in the back, so that you can just jump right into playing. There isn't we go to the tavern and we look at the bulletin board. No, it's like crap is going down and you guys are discussing it or whatever is going on. So everyone could roll me a d12, and I will let you know what has happened in your life recently. And for those who are listening, what we are playing is the Opened Veil scenario pack, which you find in the supplement that has to do with the undead, because I hate them. So Austin rolled a 2. Your result: you saw one of your neighbors looking quite terrified and ill at ease last week. Test your charisma. So you roll a d20, and if it's underneath your charisma, you pass.
Ooh, no.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, no.
Failure. You bothered your neighbor with your questions. You suffer a -2 penalty to the charisma with this neighbor and his or her family for the remainder of the session. Don't talk to the witch. She hates you.
Okay.
Pretty much what that comes down to. Hope you do not run into her. Hey, Tim. I need a d12 roll.
Okay. Oh, that's good. A 10.
Cool. You caught the witch sneaking around on the edge of town, gathering strange herbs. Test your dexterity. Any stealth skills may help. Roll under your dex. Equal to or under.
Yeah, that's right. Lower rolls are better in this game. I remember that.
Unless you're attacking or dodging.
Ooh, I will take that. I rolled a 6.
Success. You sneaked after the witch and watched her create a batch of healing potions. You have the opportunity to steal one if you would like, which is another stealth check. So another dex check if you want. Do you want to steal one from her? Or
Of course
multiple?
I do. Because it's fun.
Stealing from the witch is a fantastic idea.
Okay, I failed that time.
Awesome. Okay, she catches you, and she will curse you. So for the first few combats, you will be at a -1 penalty to hit someone.
Alright.
Seth said he rolled an 8. A passing fortune teller read your palm and offered a cryptic warning. Test charisma to wheedle some clue to your fortune.
My charisma is terrible.
That just makes it more fun.
That's
Well,
okay. We can always use mine.
my charisma is 9, and I rolled a 10.
See, with a failure, you begin the game with 1 fewer fortune point than normal.
Ooh, so that puts me to 2.
Feel free to burn those things as much as possible, by the way.
I'll go get it.
Well, after the last time we played, Nick, I think I'm going to only use it if I'm dying.
Yeah, well, do that. Dude, the last time we played was like Warhammer Fantasy. Like, that game is brutal. If you survive the first few levels, you're friggin' brilliant.
Well, I tried to pole vault over a wolf using a spear.
Oh, that's right. That was the D20 one.
Yeah, it didn't go great.
Yeah, that wasn't super successful either. Okay. So, the witch is pretty sketchy, apparently, and a traveling fortune teller. So you guys live in most of you live in the village of Neuenberg. So you live in this town. It's a pretty stereotypical medieval village, if you will. There's a manor house up on a hill. There's about, say, 200 villagers all living around about, and they all have farm fields for the most part. Tim, your character is visiting some of your childhood friends from out of town, so you're not actually in the Cunwin lands, which is how it's pronounced. So you're in this village, and up until the last few days, everything has been going plenty okay. I mean, you get attacked periodically, but you're able to fend them off. Within the last couple of days, though, there's just been some weird stuff happening, especially at the end. Things keep moving around just randomly. The innkeeper seems a little spooked, just going around his duty, tending to things. Even the waitress, Sabine, doesn't seem to want to go to work, even though she lives there. She doesn't know quite what to do with herself. At one point, she has talked to Thorben as he came in one day and just was telling you about how awful it's been. Things getting thrown, there's been glasses breaking, there's been phantom voices, and she's just not sure what happened. It was quiet up until about a week ago, and now over the last few days it's just gotten worse. And since you are a future warlord, as is the brother of Tim's character, who's here, Ambrose, you two will have known each other as children of local lords. Seth, some of Ambrose's best friends are casters, which in his village, and let's say at one point in your past he got sick and needed you to help heal him.
Mm-hmm.
So you became fast friends because Ambrose is friends with everyone, and so he's visiting both of you guys, and you guys have met up to kind of talk about your youth and some of the trouble you got into back in the day.
You guys see that shady palm reader out there? He ripped me off.
I can't believe you'd even pay him.
My charisma's pretty low.
Khazadin, you've also noticed some weird things going on just around the village. People have woken up with like their shoelaces tied and stuff, and it's just been kind of odd lately.
If I had to guess, I'd bet it's the witch.
Tim, do you have any input on what's going on?
No.
So where are you guys going to go next? You guys kind of just met up in the street and kind of talked a bit to each other.
Go to the tavern?
Because what role-playing game does not start in a tavern?
Exactly. Let's fulfill these tropes.
I know. Ironically, I roll the tavern as the place to start the adventure. I mean, it's random. It's a completely randomized thing. It could have been anywhere, and I rolled the tavern. I was like, awesome, because that's what I wanted to do, was be a stereotype. Okay, so you guys head to the tavern, and it's a pretty somber atmosphere. I mean, there's still a minstrel playing, but he's playing a kind of off-key note, and he keeps missing stuff, and he keeps looking around himself, and there's only a few patrons. It's not as busy as it had been, even a few days ago. There are only a few people there, and people kind of are keeping to themselves and keeping quiet.
Something's wrong in this city. The whole city's been tearing apart lately. We've got to do something about this.
Yes. Yes, we should.
That's so committed.
I don't know. I'm pretty ambivalent about most of the people here.
And Thorben is looking at you like with that kind of, when you use that kind of non-committal tone, he kind of gives you this sort of sideways glance, like, and he's looking at you like, what are you too much of a coward to take on whatever is threatening this village?
I mean, if cowardice and laziness are synonymous, then definitely.
He kind of scoffs and takes another drink. Well, what say you? And he turns to
Ambrose is the other noble, and Khazadin is the wizard.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys are discussing this, I need Thorben to roll me a dexterity check.
Yeah, success. That's a 4.
Awesome. As you guys are kind of talking amongst yourselves, or not really talking, nursing your drinks, a mug actually flies straight at your head, and you manage to catch it out of the corner of your eye, the flying glass, before it smacks you.
I immediately stand and draw a weapon and start, and stare towards wherever it came from, as if I'm, expecting it to be just a full attack.
You turn and kind of look in the direction that the beer mug came, and there's nobody standing there. It's completely empty.
Can I sense magic?
You can if you have that ability.
I do, in fact. Hey guys, I sense magic.
It's awesome.
I kind of take a step back and sort of steel myself again. What? Where do you think it's coming from? What? And I kind of look to the wizard. What do you think we do?
I focus my extra magic sensory perception to try and determine direction.
That you cannot do.
I vaguely wave my hand.
Kind of over there-ish. I don't know.
Just somewhere in this room, probably.
The bean will actually come up just absolutely shaking, and she goes, I tell you, it's the Spectre.
Tell us more about the Spectre.
I knew Ern Stavro was part of this.
Nice reference. She goes, I heard voices the other day. Nobody was here. I came in the other night to try and just clean some of the mess that there'd been a group of dwarves came in. You know how they can be. And we tried to clean up some of the mess during the day, and there's so much left over. But I came in later that night, and I just heard this whispering. And it was so close, like somebody was standing right next to me. But there was nobody there.
So
That's madness.
I'm going to use Second Sight,
Okay.
which allows me to see spirits and command them, but only if I know their true name.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Ern Stavro.
Are you naming them, or?
No, I can only see them. I can only command them if I know their true name.
Right.
But I can see spirits. So I'm
Right.
going to do a quick scan for any bald, scarred spirits.
Right. Okay, currently, you don't see any spirits. You see some spiritual residue.
Ew.
I tell the barmaid, I generally point to where it is and ask her if she might clean that up for us.
She looks and she goes, clean what up? There's nothing over there.
Can't get any good help around here.
You mind if I keep the mug?
The broken bits or the one that you currently have?
The broken bit.
Sure, you never know when you might need to shank somebody prison style.
You never know. Can I keep the mug?
Whatever, if you want to pick up the broken pieces of glass, go right ahead.
Okay. The mug is mine, and all of its broken glory.
So I kind of like look over at these two, kind of like, you know, picking up the pieces of this mug, and the other one kind of sitting there like, well, I did my job, and I kind of, Spirit, come show yourself, fight me like a man, come on, and I just kind of yell out at the empty air.
You'll get a few people look at you like you're insane. One guy who's walking in the door stops, turns around, and leaves. Sabine will come up and say, please don't anger him. The disturbances have only gotten worse.
Good job. I asked the barmaid when this disturbance started.
The first thing that we noticed was a couple of stools that just, I don't know, they seemed to be out of place one morning. It was about a week ago. We couldn't tell what was going on for the longest time. It wasn't until we were here and things started moving on their own that we knew that there was something wrong.
Have you considered specter traps?
What?
Specter traps.
I don't even know what that is.
Me neither. I just figured I'd ask.
Is it only happening in the tavern, or is this kind of activity happening everywhere else?
Well, on my way home, I don't notice anything. It's just seems to be here. But I've heard a few stories of people reaching back up into the moors that some things have just happened, weird things. But it seems to be focused here for some reason. I don't know. I'm scared. I think I might just stay home.
This tavern doesn't happen to be on, like, an old burial site, is it?
I don't know.
Have you had any pets recently come back to life?
No. Should I?
So, I'm going to use Unseen Servant.
Okay.
I summon an invisible spirit to perform tasks that I ask it to.
Okay. You know you have to like roll for these and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is that a spell or a cantrip? Or...
no, that's a spell.
Yeah.
So it's one of my spells. Do we have spell slots in this?
Not really.
Just fire at will.
More or less, as my understanding of the system goes.
Okay, well I failed that roll, so never mind.
Yeah. With spells, you just do what the spell description says. Cantrips, you do have to roll every time, because bad things can happen if you screw up your roll with cantrips. Cantrips, either it doesn't work, or it just goes stinking crazy. And
Oh, never mind. I misread that. It's actually a ritual.
yeah, I don't have all the spells and stuff memorized, so.
So it's my inventory says I have components for all my rituals. So the ritual is I summon an invisible spirit to perform tasks that I ask of it. I'm going to send it on a little scouting mission.
Okay, rituals take a while.
They do. They take a long time.
Like a couple beers or like a couple days?
It depends on the ritual. I think it's dependent on your level.
How about if I try this, guys? How about if I cast a circle of protection in the tavern? Maybe
That's right. It's a number of hours equal to the level of the ritual.
Level 2.
Yeah, so it'll take 2 hours to cast that.
I don't have time for this. Let's go Circle of Protection. Good call.
Yeah, if I remember right, that only takes an hour to prepare.
Seth, a mage may cast a number of spells per day equal to his level.
So 2. And so far I've cast 1. Sick.
But you can cast as many cantrips as you want. You just got to make sure you don't fail it, because then weird crap happens.
Okay. So far I use Sense Magic as my spell.
I'm going to cast Circle of Protection. It's going to take 2 hours to do. The mage draws a complex series of interlocking circles and warding runes, creating a barrier against creatures of chaos. Which this seems to really be a creature of chaos, since it's making the peaceful drinking environment chaotic. Any creature with a chaotic alignment may not enter the circle unless first passing a saving throw versus spell. Even if they manage to pass the circle once inside, they suffer a -2 on all attack rolls, and all those within the circle receive a +2 bonus to any saving throws against such creatures.
Well, he's spending 2 hours casting this. What do the rest of you wish to do?
Can I go around and question other patrons to find out if any strange happenings have occurred to them?
You can. Austin, what is it that you would like to do?
For the first, 10 minutes that he's doing this, I just kind of pace around impatiently, and then when I realize it's going to take a while, I want to go to the next door over on either side, and maybe the place across the street, and ask if any of them have been having any disturbances.
Cool. We will take care of Seth first, and then we will do your bit.
So my charisma is 9. I'm going to try and smile, but it comes across as just a little toothy, maybe. And then just try to ask with as little condescension as possible.
Okay, there are 5 other patrons currently in the tavern.
I go to the one who looks the least susceptible to me trying to schmooze him, maybe the straight shooter of the bunch. Whoever's drunkest.
Whoever is drunkest?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's a dude drooling on the table, passed out, so I don't know if he's such a good person to ask that question to.
Second.
But the next conscious is a older gentleman. His name is Fergus. You've known him since you were a child. He's just kind of an old dude who stays at the end, and he's always been old.
Okay, Fergus, home slice. Have you seen any weird happenings going on lately? Any cups get thrown at your head by, I don't know, unseen forces?
Oi, young Cassadin! I have had them thrown at me, he says. But
Just
only
here?
here, it seems to be.
Okay. I'm no Sherlock Holmes, guys, but I think I've sensed a pattern.
Well, unless I get home too late, and then my wife throws things at me too.
Join the club, man.
Is that what you're asking about? Is if I just get things thrown at me, or do you want to know of something else?
If there's anything else out of the ordinary that isn't regarding your marital affairs.
Now see, you casters have always not asked the right questions. You just need to be succinct. You read too many books, Matt.
Okay, well, I don't feel like my reading choices should really enter this conversation.
When I was a boy, we used to just work hard, and we used to work all our farms and just go all day and drink and then we would go to sleep and wake up and do it again. None of this reading.
Has anything interrupted that routine of slovenly drunkenness recently?
And he'll scratch his chin with his hands. And not that I can remember. Well, old Morgan, she's been kind of doing some things lately. I don't know what she's up.
What specifically has she been doing?
I don't know. I try not to get mixed up with them witches.
I thank Fergus for his generally useless information, and then go talk to the other two guys to see if they have any interest in pursuing this witch lead.
Thorben has walked out as he went to approach Fergus, and Ambrose is busy with his spell, so you're going to have to wait until he's done. Thorben, let's take a walk on your wild side here.
Just 99 more intricate circles to draw around the outside of this circle.
Okay, so you walk out into the street, and it's about early evening, so the light is getting kind of funky looking just because it's going down over the hill, not out of any creepy magic-y thing. But it's still pretty bright outside. The street is not exactly full of people. There's some activity, but it's not super busy. There aren't too many shops here because it's a small medieval town, which usually doesn't have too many things going on. But the road is equally as disgusting as any other medieval town would be, full of the entrails of animals and mud and people's chamber pots and whatever else. So you get that nice whiff when you walk outside. Across from the inn where you are currently at, there is the blacksmith's shop. To the left will be a grocer. To the right, some ways down the road, will be...
I just want to go to the closest building.
Okay, the closest building will probably be the grocer.
Okay. So I'm going to run in there.
Okay. The man behind the counter, his name is Olaf, and he runs the shop with his wife Elena, and they have a daughter Gerda who also works there.
So I immediately just kind of walk in very quickly and very businesslike. It's and I would know him, right? Like, I'm from the area. It's a small town.
Yeah, you all pretty much know each
other. Olaf, my good man. Question: has anything strange been happening around here lately in your shop?
What do you mean by strange?
Anything moving around without people touching it? And he kind of raises his eyebrow like, I know this is a weird question.
He'll look at you and he'll go,
Oh, you mean the things that are happening next door? No, we don't see much of anything over here. We only hear the weirdest thing, thumpings in the middle of the night coming from next door.
And his wife will kind of look at you a little bit with some acquiescence of Olaf's statement.
Thank you. Okay. Must be on my way. We've got matters to attend to, and he kind of nods his head, walks back out the door, and back over to the inn.
Okay, Kazadin, you see Thorben walk back in after a short trip outside, while Ambrose is still drawing his circles, or whatever it is in the world that he's doing, on the floor. And we'll say it's been about...
intricate circles to draw.
Yeah, it's been about 45 minutes since he started.
Hey man, while he finishes these circles, do you want to go talk to the witch?
I kind of look at him and give a little bit of a shocked look that he's mentioned the witch. Like, I'll go, but I think you'd better do the talking.
Oh, well, she really doesn't like me.
Oh, well, we're in trouble then, because she doesn't like me either.
I call over the barmaid and ask if she has any, like, fresh-baked bread or what do witches drink, like Bailey's.
From a shoe?
Yeah. What you doing in my waters?
Maybe she just drinks rabies. I don't know. It's a witch. Yeah, that's right. She drinks, rabies.
You have the blood of innocence?
Yeah. You know, just regularly. She just finds them.
Like a good vintage, though.
Yeah, you know, they just have that in a cask in the inn just for her. They order it from out of town special. She goes, Sabine, no, we don't see much of the witch here. I don't know what she does, honestly.
Maybe not the best idea. Okay, well, while he finishes that, why don't we go over to the other... What's nearest other than the grocers?
It would be the blacksmith.
You guys think we should go over there and investigate?
Wouldn't hurt to check if there's been anything anywhere else. I kind of look around at all these chalk lines on the ground, and try to gingerly step over them, but looking down, just do you think any of this stuff is gonna work? Is this gonna draw whatever's here out?
I think mostly, maybe not draw it out, but drive it out. What do you guys think?
Well, if this were an evil spirit, it may not react positively to us trying to drive it out. That usually ends in disaster for people who try that.
And yet you're doing it anyway.
Well,
We need to mollify it at least.
a bridge too far.
What's life without a little adventure, huh?
We don't need to make it our enemy necessarily. We just need to make it not so hostile to the people here.
Nothing says peace offering like driving you out.
In the name of peace.
Well, Ambrose continues to draw his magic circles and do his incantations. You guys walk over to the blacksmith's, and he's working away in his shop, just pounding on a piece of metal. His name is Dirk. Dirk the blacksmith.
Why don't you take the lead on this, man? You're a bit more charismatic than I.
And I approach Dirk, and as he's like in between each strike, I say the words like, "Excuse me, I've got another question," and he just eventually like kind of ceases for a moment. We were wondering, has anything strange been happening around here lately? Any unexplainable disturbances?
He'll stop and think for a little bit, and puts his hammer down gingerly, folds his arms, and turn to you. This is a big disturbance.
Okay, well, other than that.
No, I don't think I've had much disturbance. However, I do remember hearing of some stuff back up on the moors, and then of course the inn, but I don't know what else you mean. And as he's talking, he's pretty much yelling at you the whole time.
Have you ever considered ear protection?
Have I ever considered what?
I thought so.
I kind of just go, "Oh, all right, we'll be on our way then."
What does hay have to do with anything? I got a whole bunch in the back.
And I kind of point it towards the back, and just kind of mouth something. I don't even say anything, and I just hope that he turns.
He'll look in the direction that you're indicating and say, "Boy!"
And as soon
That
as he
was
turns,
cute.
I just grab the other guy and get out of there. Just run away as soon as he looks away.
Yeah, you'll hear the hammer start to pound again as soon as you walk away.
Well, he was eloquent.
He was deaf as a... And he kind of thinks for a second and goes, a fish? Fish don't have ears, right?
Well put.